What's going on, guys? It's the Fat MMA Critic here, doing my prediction video for UFC 149, which is going down the 21st of July, which is in a Saturday's time, or a couple of Saturdays' time. I'm going to run through the Facebook and FX card. First fight, Mitch Clarke versus Anton Kuivanen. His finish. I'm going for Mitch Clarke. The next fight, this is the last of the Facebook card, is Antonio Carvalho versus Daniel Pineda. Daniel Pineda has beaten some good guys. He's beaten the Dream Champ, not Hatsuhioki, Takaya, that's it. I'm going for Daniel Pineda because it seems to me whenever Antonio Carvalho's fought the higher competition, he's kind of lost, and he's only really beaten, I mean, he's far from his best days a few years ago. So yeah, Daniel Pineda. Next fight is on the FX card, which is Bryan Caraway versus Mitch Gagnon, or Gagnon, or something like that. It's pretty hard to pronounce. Yeah, this dude's 9-1. Bryan Caraway is quite a good fighter. He's been around for quite a while. I'm picking Bryan Caraway. The next fight is Ryan Jimmo, who is the MFC, well, I believe former now, former MFC light heavyweight champ. He just got signed to the UFC. He's 16-1 on a 16-fight winning streak. He's beaten some pretty decent names, Marvin Eastman, Wilson Govea, Sokaju. He hasn't fought for a little bit, for a good 9 months, maybe a little bit longer. And he's fighting Anthony Perosh, who some of you might remember came in 2010 when it was the first Australia card and fought Mikko Krokop at heavyweight and put up a very good fight. He was totally outmatched, but you know, put up a fantastic fight at heavyweight. Dropped down soon after that to light heavyweight, and is on a 3-fight winning streak, beating Tom Blankage, Cyril Diabate, and Nick Penna. All stoppages. First 2 in the first round, 1 in the second round. I'm going for Anthony Perosh because I think he's going to be able to get this to the ground, and I think he's going to submit Ryan Jimmo, I hope. Next fight is a bantamweight fight, Roland Delorme versus Francisco Rivera. Roland Delorme was supposed to fight on this card Bibiano Fernandez, who apparently was signed to the UFC, judging by the UFC created the, made this fight for him, and now he said no, I wasn't signed with the UFC, and he's now signed with ONE FC. So Roland Delorme versus Francisco Rivera. Francisco Rivera is 1-0 in the UFC. Nothing really fantastic to write home about. And Delorme, he's 2-0 in the UFC, beating Josh Ferguson and Nick Denise. I'm going for Roland Delorme. He looks really well last time out. Got the rear naked choke with only 1 second left in the first round. So that's my pick, Roland Delorme. Next fight is McGee versus Nick Ring. The Promise Ring. Fucking ridiculous. And I really believe he's gay. He just seems very gay. I don't think he wants to admit it, but yeah, I think he's pretty gay. He's losing at the moment. He's 12-1. Lost last time out to Tim Boetsch, unanimous decision, so it's not too bad. Before that, he picked up a win against Ricky Fukuda, which he should have lost. He got a unanimous decision, and the unanimous decision should have been for Ricky Fukuda, and then beat James Head. McGee obviously won the Ultimate Fighter season 11. Went on a 3-fight winning streak, beating Chris McRae, Ryan Jensen, and Dongyi Yang. Lost last time out to Konstantinos Philippou. But Philippou's been looking very good as of late. He's on a 4-fight winning streak himself. Pretty interesting is that he actually lost. Court McGee actually lost to Nick Ring in the season of the Ultimate Fighter, unanimous decision. So it's pretty interesting, this fight, to see how each other has come along. I'm personally going to pick Nick Ring because I think he's going to be the bigger, stronger guy. Yeah, that's that. Now we're going on to the main card. I don't know why this fight's on the main card, but whatever. Chris Clements versus Matt Riddle. Chris Clements won and owned the UFC, beating Keith Wazinski. He's beaten some more okay competition. Rich Clementi, Jonathan Goulet. Matt Riddle, he's only fought in the UFC when he was on the Ultimate Fighter Season 7. He's 6-3 overall, 6-3 in the UFC. His last win out was against Henry Martinez, who I think if a lot of people remember, he was quite a lot smaller than Matt Riddle. Matt Riddle went in there looking like a middleweight, and Martinez looked like he was a 155er. Because Martinez took it on I believe 2 days' notice or even a day's notice. Beating some okay competition, DeMarcus Johnson. That's pretty much it. DeMarcus Johnson. Yeah. I'm gonna pick Matt Riddle because he seems to be an okay little fighter. I think he'll pull out probably unanimous decision. Next fight, in the welterweight division again, Bryan Ebersole, who only fought just under a month ago, defeated TJ Wallburger on the Maynard versus Guida card. On the 22nd of June, and it's 21st of July, so yeah, just under a month. He's fighting James Head. He's in for Claude Patrick. So, I'm picking, this one's quite simple, I'm picking Ebersole. He's on a 4-fight winning streak, and he's actually beating some quite good competition. He's beaten Claude Patrick, beating Dennis Hallman, Chris Lytle in his UFC debut, TJ Wallburger last time out. He showed that you just can't choke this guy out, and he shows that he's very good at defending submissions. TJ Wallburger threw everything at him with the submission department. I just think Bryan Ebersole's too well rounded for someone like a James Head. So I'm picking Bryan Ebersole. I think he should be able to finish this. He might not, considering he's only fought a month ago, and it was a unanimous decision show. He's had a lot of cage time. So I'm picking Bryan Ebersole. The next fight should have been an amazing fight, and it's really turned out to be pretty shit. Cheick Kongo versus Shawn Jordan. Shawn Jordan is in for Big Nog because his arm, I believe his arm or the elbow joint hasn't healed 100%, so he's not ready for the fight. Shawn Jordan last time out beat Ollie Thompson in March, not that long ago. He beat LeVar Johnson on a Strikeforce card. Other than that, those are the two biggest names. Cheick Kongo recently hasn't been looking fantastic. I mean, not too bad. He lost to Mark Hunt, got knocked the fuck out there. Before that, he was 3-0-1. Beat Paul Bontello, Pat Barry, and Matt Mitrione. Had a draw against Travis Brownie, but he should have won that. He got a point deducted for holding Brownie's shorts. I'm going for Cheick Kongo. He's just got a very good. He's going to have too much experience. Number one on the feet, and number two with his Greco-Roman background. I'm picking Cheick Kongo. Should probably take this in the first or second round. Probably TKO KO. Next fight for me is the most exciting fight on the card. I can't wait to watch this fight. Hector Lombard versus Tim Boetsch. Hector Lombard is the Bellator middleweight champion. He's been the Bellator middleweight champion, I believe, now for nearly 4 years. 3 years. He's a veteran. He's fought since 2004. He fought in Pride twice. Those are his 2 losses. He lost to Akihiro Gono by unanimous decision and to Gegard Mousasi by unanimous decision. Since the Gegard Mousasi loss, he's gone on to win, I believe, 22 or 23 straight fights. There's a draw in there to Carl Noak, which was 5 years ago. So, but he's beaten pretty much, you know, a lot of people in that division. He's beaten Bryan Ebersole, he's beaten Caleb Steins, Alexander Shemelenko, Joe Dorkson, Jesse T Money Taylor, Trevor Prangley. He's got vicious KO power. I mean, he reminds me a little bit like a Mike Tyson for this division. I mean, he's just like a ball of muscle. And then you've got Tim Boetsch, who used to be like heavyweight, dropped down to middleweight. He got cut, got 3 victories outside the UFC. Came back, lost to Phil Davis at light heavyweight, then dropped down to middleweight, beat Kendall Grove, Nick Ring, and then TKO'd Yushin Okami for one of the biggest comebacks in UFC history. I'm picking Hector Lombard. I think he's going to come out, and I think he's going to knock Tim Boetsch out very quick in the first round, probably within the first 2-3 minutes. I don't think he's going to fuck around here. Yeah, I think he really wants to make a statement and say, listen, I want to fight Anderson Silva. And for sure, if he knocks Tim Boetsch out, which I think he will in the first round, he's definitely going to call out Anderson Silva. So yeah, that's my pick. That was the co-main. The main event of the evening is Urijah Faber versus Renan Barao. Urijah Faber, last time out, beat Brian Bowles by guillotine choke. And we've got Renan Barao. I'm not going to spend too much on Urijah Faber. Everyone knows who Urijah Faber is. Renan Barao, 28 wins, 1 loss, and he is on a 28 win, if I can get my words out, a 28 win fight streak. It's ridiculous. He's got a no contest in there because there was an illegal soccer kick that was 5 years ago, but he's on a 28 fight win streak. It's ridiculous. 3 of those in the UFC, 2 in the WEC. He's beaten, his last 2 fights out, he's beaten 2 top 5 guys in Brad Pickett and Scott Jorgensen. So logically, if he wins this, he's going to be the interim champ. I'm sure that he'll wait for Dominic Cruz to come out. Quick, I'm going to pick Renan Barao. I just think he's going to be too much for Urijah Faber. Urijah Faber's knocking on now, like 34, 35. I think Renan Barao's going to take it. It's probably going to be a unanimous decision. I think it's going to go the whole 5 rounds. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I think it's just going to be a stand-up battle. I think it might go to the ground a little bit, but I think it's going to be this is going to be contested mainly on the feet. All in all, it's not a bad little fight card, really. It's a shame. It could have been something really special. But yeah, the next fight card after that is UFC on Fox, which is Shogun versus Brandon Vera. It looks like a really good fight card. So yeah, this is the 21st of July. This is actually in Canada, this fight card. So yeah. Alright guys, that's me done. Enjoy the fights.